Welcome to my channel Plant Nest. Let's make your plants thrive together. Today I'm excited to start a new gardening project. Recently I received the big gardening book in German as a gift. It features a section called Week by Week in the Garden, which inspired the series. Here is the plan. Each week I'll share practical tips from the book and follow its advice step by step, both for houseplants and garden plants. I'm creating a dedicated playlist where every video will focus on a specific week of the year. Since spring is just around the corner, we'll begin with the first week of March. In this video, next week we will cover the second week of the March, then the third, and so on, continue through the entire year. Your support means a lot. It helps me stay motivated to post a new video every week for a whole year. So let's get started.
March marks the start of the gardening season. Once the last frost has passed, it's time to remove any decayed plant parts, loosen the soil, prepare garden beds, get the cold frame ready, and tidy up the greenhouse. Rake away the stable manure applied last fall, along with any compost and old leaves. This allows the lawn to get the oxygen it needs from the air. You can work the lawn a bit more vigorously now to promote healthy growth. March is already warm and very moist. You can also apply the first mineral fertilizer to the lawn now. Always use a little less than indicated on the package. Indoors, we also grow herbaceous plants such as peace lily, ZZ plant, spider plant, African violet, peperomia, calathea, creeping fig, wandering Jew, Swiss cheese vine, and bird of paradise. So, it's time to start fertilizing them as well. Shrub care. In March, shrubs and perennials that have grown vigorously in the previous year need to be pruned. When pruning, ensure that the shrub or perennial retains its natural shape. For shrubs, a branch length of at least 50 centimeters is recommended. A strong pruning of shrubs guarantees vigorous growth, large flowers, and strong yields in the fall. Now it's time to prune the variegated oleander. I missed watering it a couple of times during the winter, so it dried out and lost its leaves. To help it recover and regain its shape, I'm cutting it back by half. Unfortunately, it won't bloom this year since it flowers on last year's shoots, which I'm trimming off. On the bright side, the double-flowered oleander I pruned earlier is already sprouting new growth. Spring work. Cold frame must now be prepared for the first sowing. Old plants and weeds need to be removed. For roses. The best planting time for roses is about to begin. But first, we need to take care of last year's roses. The soil is frost-free. Remove the covering of straw or brushwood by lifting it off. Remove the oldest branches from climbing and shrub roses. For all roses, weak and stunted shoots as well as old and gnarled branches must be removed so that the viable ones get enough air. Sowing and planting. If you haven't sown seeds in a seed box yet, now is the time to do so. The seed box should still be kept indoors at the beginning of March, as the small seedlings are very sensitive to frost. They need enough light, so a spot by the window is particularly suitable. If you started growing seedlings in January or February, you can now transplant many of them into pots and some into the cold frame. During the first week of March, I plan to sow freshly collected coleus seeds from my own plants. The flower spikes are packed with tiny seeds that can be easily shaken onto a white sheet of paper. After that, I'll sprinkle them onto a seed tray filled with potting soil, cover the tray with plastic wrap, and place it on a sunny windowsill to germinate. A new method of sowing is using seed tablets. Seeds are pressed into a soil fertilizer mixture. Seed tablets have the advantage of promoting faster growth and usually producing stronger plants right from the start. 8 and 9. Cuttings. Now is the perfect time to take plant cuttings. In spring, I often cut stem tips from various herbaceous houseplants and simply place them in water to root. For example, the long-blooming Acalypha, colorful Coleus, decorative leaf Pilea, and trailing Epicia. Other plants that root well in water include pothos, Tradescantia, spider plants, and philodendrons. Plants like geraniums, ficuses, Dieffenbachia, Hoyas, and succulents are propagated by planting the cuttings directly into the soil. For succulents such as jade plants, echeveria, and aloe, it's best to let the cuttings dry for a day before planting to prevent rot. (10 and 11). Bird baths. In March, many of our native birds return. Therefore, prepare bird baths in your garden. Birds that feel at home in your garden are the most natural and, above all, the best pest controllers. 12. Moving potted plants outdoors. Many potted plants can now be placed outdoors again. This includes the yucca palm, which grows vigorously in sunny, well-protected spots. 13. Tuberous plants. Tuberous plants, such as begonias, should be potted or placed in flower boxes as soon as they show their first leaves. If you have caladium tubers that overwintered in pots, now's the time to check them. Remove any damaged or rotten tubers, then plant the healthy ones in nutrient-rich soil. For faster sprouting, keep them in a warm, sunny spot. (14) Dried flowers. Dried flowers, both well-filled and fully dried blossoms, should now be cut. You can use them as decorative dried flowers indoors. There's still an unpruned hydrangea bush in my garden. Its flower heads make long-lasting wreaths for the door. You can spray them with bronze paint to add a pop of color to their dull brown hue. As for this bouquet of dried flowers I grew from seeds, it's already 9 years old. So that wraps up all 14 gardening tips for the first week of March. I hope the tips from the old German book inspire you to dive into your gardening projects. Don't miss the perfect time to nurture your plants, and most importantly, enjoy the process. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Speaking of which, March Week 2 is on the way. See you soon.